So please, authors of poster from session 6 to 10, if you want to come to the tribune to introduce in few words, you remember the rule, very few words to take just only the aim, but not the content of your poster. So first one is Brigitte Navez.
The poster is about the results of a consumer test. In my oral, I spoke about the part of sensory analysis, and in the poster, what is the main interesting is the result about consumers. So here it's in three stages. Here you have average, median, and scattered scores for each product. And you see that it's very scattered. Here you have preference mapping. It's a representation where each consumer is as a dot on the PCR of the product. And there is isoline, which can highlight places where products are more appreciated and less appreciated. Another thing, the mean, which is the lower, is not in the space where it's less appreciated, so there is a segmentation. It's these three steps that I can explain better on the poster, near the poster. And we have also an overview for cooked carrots. So.
Thank you.
Hello. As I said earlier, I'm Sarah Warner. I'm studying at Newcastle University, and I'm presenting my methodology that I'm using for my PhD, which will be investigating the effects of consumption of carrots and other polyacetylene-rich vegetables on the biomarkers of chronic disease. And the first part of my study, I'll be looking at some previously collected data in the elderly and looking at whether there's any correlation between vegetable consumption and death by cancer. And then I'll be looking at cooking and looking at different ways to prepare vegetables and how that affects the bioactives inside the carrot. And then I will be using the results of that study to do a bioavailability study. So I'll be looking at whether these bioactives are detectable in biofluids. And then I'll be going on to do a dietary intervention where I'll be looking at whether eating an amount of carrots every day for a certain period can affect the biomarkers of cancer and inflammation. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. I think it's Brigitte again.
I have to precise that poster is the work of my colleague Christophe Aubert, and I am only his speaker. It's about chemical, characteristic, volatile, carotenoid and phenolic component, vitamin C, of 12 different cultivars, included colored ones. For the set of cultivars studied, the volatile levels are higher with red carrot, it was Nutri-Red. Level of vitamin C, higher level for heirloom resources, purple, then the white and then the red. Chlorogenic acid is a predominant phenolic acid in all cultivars. It was highlighted, its level were 20 times higher in purple ones. In the purple with orange core cultivar, alpha and beta carotene were 45% higher than the orange. And from a nutritional point of view, the purple cultivar with orange core appear to be the most interesting.
This work about carrot root shape, they want to take picture of me, she told me also, so that's the reason why I have to stay here. This work about carrot root shape stemmed from a consideration that while evaluating germplasm with the morphological descriptor, we realized that using the IPGRI scores, there was a clear problem of discontinuity that were not suitable to represent on a continuous scale the root shape. So we started browsing a little bit the literature on the right side of the poster, and then calibrated a new shape index that you find in the poster against a first set of data comparing with other shape index, and then validated the result on a more extensive set of data with germplasm accession with a quite wide shape range, and you find the results in the last line. And so we concluded that the shape index is very simple, I hope not simplistic, but it is suitable to represent the root of carrots on a continuous scale, so you can use this data for numerical processing of your shape data. I think there is another one of me after this, so I can stay here. So go on with the next one. The next one is on the evaluation of parsley germplasm from a working collection on which a local seed company were working for essential oil content. Essential oils are an impact of aroma of parsley, of course. So we analyze a total of 43 accessions in 2 growing seasons with different harvest time, once in summer and the other in autumn. In the poster you find the data of the oil content and composition, and also classification of the accession on the basis of the essential oil content and composition. And the main outcomes are that quite a difference among the group of types. There were curly, the common parsley, and the giant one that is a big variation of the common parsley, the root parsley, and some local acception that were classified by the holders of the collection as common, but at the end, on the basis of the essential oil composition, resulted much more similar to the root types. So there were quite a nice differentiation among groups, beside variation within groups.
Thank you, Filippo. Séverine Gagné.
Good morning. So I'm going to present you a poster from the Carvage team led by Mathilde. In this work, we have developed a chromatographic method, an HPLC method, using a C30 stationary phase instead of a C18 phase. C18 phases are usually used to quantify carotenoids in carrot, but these phases provide only a poor resolution. For instance, they do not separate alpha-carotene from beta-carotene. On the contrary, C30 phases are suitable for carotenoids. In other plants, they have made it possible to increase the number of carotenoids detected and to decrease the limit of quantification. So we have adapted an HPLC method using this type of stationary phase so as to characterize the carotenoids present in carrot. So in this poster, you will find some typical chromatograms obtained for different root colors. And in the same time, we have adapted the method for the determination of pigment of leaves. Both these methods are quantitative and can be suitable for screening or routine.
Thank you very much, Séverine. John. C'est bien prononcé. It's well pronounced.
Yes, pronounced well. Hello, I'm Jeroen Mijnkert from Bioseed, Bijou. I'm presenting a poster of Theo from the Horst, who wasn't able to come, unfortunately. The poster is about a broad survey that was done on black spot storage diseases. In 2 years, over 200 carrots from over 200 fields were followed and sampled. When black spot was present, the cause was identified, and the outcome of that identifications was not quite as what we expected. And with this cliffhanger, I invite you to come to see my poster.
Thank you very much, and thank you to Theo for this poster. And it's a pity he can't join us. Rainer Hammer from Germany.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. The next poster I present, I'm Rainer Kramer from Germany, and the poster I will present about parsley accessions. We screened different parsley accessions for the background that foliage diseases are a problem in the parsley production, because you use these materials, these parsley, as for the fresh market, and it is not possible to use or to applicate fungicides and to control these diseases. It's our aim to search for new resistance resources. And we saw different, more than 200 accessions at 2 locations, and had done resistance evaluation to the most important pathogens. First to Septoria petrosolini, causes Septoria leaf blight, and second to Plasmopada petrosolini, causes downy mildew. And as a result, we found accessions free of symptoms to both diseases, and of course to diseases alone. And to characterize the material, distance analysis with different molecular markers was done. And in the result, there was a relatively high level of intraspecific distance between or within these parsley accessions. Last but not least, the chemical characteristics was done with a headspace gas chromatography method to analyze volatiles. All these data were compared, and to get more information about resistance. More details on the poster. You are welcome on the poster. Thank you for attention.
Thank you, Rainer. Shelby?
Thank you. So my name is Shelby Ellison. I'm coming from the University of Wisconsin-Madison in the United States. So my poster presents work across several different Apiaceae species. As you all know, there are several economically important Apiaceae. So I've developed mapping populations in dill, parsley, coriander, and celery with the hopes of using genotyping by sequencing as the next generation technology to create linkage maps in these 4 Apiaceae species. The reason for this is to look at the genomic evolution of the Apiaceae family, as well as to map agronomic traits of interest. So I'll be collecting morphological data such as days to flowering, biomass, leaf shape, on all of these mapping populations, and trying to integrate these morphological traits into the linkage maps, as well as to compare synteny across the Apiaceae family. So if you have any insight into any of these 4 species, come talk to me, or if you're interested in learning more about genotyping by sequencing, please stop by my poster.
Thank you very much. Next one is Valérie Leclerc.
Hello everybody. My name is Valérie Leclerc. I work at AgroCampus West, in Angers. And today I will talk to you about a poster. So this is about a new whole vegetable, which is a tuberous rooted chervil, maybe you know. And in fact, we began a breeding program a few years ago, and this was the opportunity to obtain 3 varieties. And as there were new expectations of the producer in terms of quality, in terms of resistance, we decided to enlarge our genetic basis of our material, and we did some prospection in France and in Germany between 2 successive surveys. And the objective of the poster is to know the diversity of the wild population we have collected. So we are talking about the extent of the diversity Is diversity structure, and how is it structured? Is it structured according to the hydrographic network? Because we work a lot with riparian population, and also is there genetic erosion? So it's mainly about that, and I'm talking also about the way to conserve all of this population. So I invite you to see, of course, this poster if you're interested. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I think the last one, Najla.
Hello, everybody. I introduce myself. My name is Najla Mizgani. I am working at the National Gene Bank of Tunisia. I would like to thank the scientific and the organizer committee for inviting me and allow me to present my work on morphological characterization of Docus L germplasm collection in Tunisia. This work is based on the use of morphological character to study the genetic diversity and to elaborate identification case for Docus species in Tunisia. We used 34 morphological character related to stem, leaves, flowers, and inflorescence, and we used the statistical analysis. Univariate analysis allowed the distinction between the different species and showed a wide range of variability for almost all parameters. And for cluster analysis, we showed the repartition of accession into several groups with the distinctive character of each species. It's my pleasure to see you in the poster section to discuss together and to give more details about this work. Thank you.
So thank you very much to all the authors of this poster. So please visit this poster at poster session after the talk we will have now. So.